Hello, welcome back to Unsanctioned MMA. Earlier today, Stipe Miocic had a back and forth with some people on Twitter about the UFC heavyweight division, and he basically said he feels like he shouldn't have to wait in the queue for a title shot. He mentioned the fact that Daniel Cormier did not have to wait in the queue after losing the heavyweight championship belt, and he felt like he should get the same treatment because he's had the most title defenses of anybody in the division, and just the fact that he's considered by a lot to be the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. He wonders why he did not get the benefit of the immediate rematch with Francis. They were 1-1. He wanted a rematch. I don't disagree with Stipe. I feel like this is something that Stipe should have been raising hell about before the interim title fight got booked. This is something Stipe should have been raising hell about shortly after he lost to Francis Ngannou, and Dana White was sitting back trying to figure out who was next. So for Stipe to come out now and let us know that he's upset about how this has played out, it's a little bit too late. Contracts have been signed, the ink is dry. And speaking of contracts, I'm not too sure that if Stipe walks in Dana White's office tomorrow and says, "Release me," that Dana just doesn't look at him and say, "Okay." You saw earlier today, Stipe was flirting with One Championship. The president and CEO of One Championship took a picture of himself standing in front of a contract, and the caption said, "Who should I sign?" Stipe responded to this post, and the internet is abuzz that Stipe may be possibly going to One Championship. I just feel like Dana White and the UFC has no real plans for Stipe. He wants to be back in the title picture. Judging by how every other championship loser has been treated, he probably should get a championship rematch. But right now we're doing an interim title fight, then the heavyweight title fight, and if John Jones decides to reinsert himself, he'll also probably jump Stipe in the queue. I think the UFC looks at Stipe as someone who, he brought up the Daniel Cormier fight, he brought up the two Francis Ngannou fights. I think the UFC doesn't look at Stipe as a draw. They don't feel like we can put Stipe out there against anybody and people will come see it. You feel like that with Derrick Lewis. You feel like that with Francis Ngannou. Not saying it's right, because it's not. Stipe is absolutely right. He should not have to wait in the queue for a year and a half to go fight, and then go in there against someone, take a loss, and now he's being told he doesn't deserve a title fight because he's lost 2 in a row. I understand his frustration, but I just don't think Stipe is in the UFC's heavyweight division plans. But I don't think Stipe is in the UFC's long-term plans at all. I think Stipe can ask for a release today, and they will grant it to him. All right, you guys, in the comments, let me know if you agree. Should Stipe stay? Should Stipe go? Should he be upset that he doesn't have a fight? Should he be upset that he did not get an immediate title rematch? As always, we do a video once a day, every now and then on the weekend. Please like, subscribe, share with everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.